today.
Good morning, America. One of the biggest blunders in NBA Finals history, the mistake costing the Cavs the game. Getting this reaction from LeBron, whose incredible 51 points, just not enough.
Houston James drives and finishes.
The Warriors walking away with a big overtime victory.
Crucial meeting. One of North Korea's top officials now heading to the White House to President Trump. Can the high-stakes summit be saved?
Severe weather alert. At least 11 reported tornadoes tearing through the country. And now new concerns about that deadly flooding. Homes underwater across the east. And now more rain is on the way.
Overnight, Roseanne speaking out on camera for the first time since her show was canceled after that racist tweet. And now comedian Samantha Bee under fire for using a vulgar word to describe Ivanka Trump. The fallout, sponsors backing out. Will she lose her show?
Wild card winner.
N-O-N-I-A kind of.
That is correct.
The 14-year-old crowned spelling bee champ overnight. New rules helped him get a second chance.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA with Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan.
And good morning, America. We are going to meet that spelling bee champ coming up. Have a lot of news to get to this Friday morning as well. Big day at the White House. North Korean official heading to the White House for the first time in more than 20 years. That summit, proposed summit between President Trump, Kim Jong-un, hanging in the balance, both sides scrambling to save it.
And it was quite the night last night. Game 1 of the NBA Finals. The internet's still going crazy. So is Robin over this play. It is being called. I mean, come on, right, Robin? One of the biggest mistakes ever, running out the clock while the game was tied.
And you can see LeBron going, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" The Cavs losing in OT. They could not recover. You knew once it went to overtime, it just wasn't going to happen.
I
don't know. Well, ask TJ Holmes. He was up late in Oakland. He was watching it all. Hey there, TJ. How does that happen?
Hey, good morning to you guys. That's just game 1, and we already have some conflict between Steph and LeBron. We've got some controversy, and yes, confusion was the headline. Why in the world, when all he had to do was shoot the ball and possibly win the game for the Cavs, why did J.R. Smith run away from his own goal?
That's a bad mistake by J.R. Smith.
It was an NBA Finals fail for the ages.
You get the feeling J.R. Smith thought they had the lead.
Game tied. 5 seconds left in regulation. The Cavaliers had possession and a chance to win. All they had to do was shoot. And everybody in the arena seemed to understand that, except the Cavs' J.R. Smith, who had the ball.
He didn't know the score. I think exactly.
Instead of putting up a shot, he dribbled out beyond the three-point line. LeBron frantically pointed to the basket, then tried to call a timeout, but Smith just kept on dribbling, only stopping to pass it with half a second left. And it was too late. After the game, Cavs head coach Tyronn Lue said Smith didn't know the score.
He thought it was over. He thought we were up 1.
But Smith maintained he knew the score was tied.
I knew we were tied. It's just I thought we was going to call timeout because I got the rebound.
LeBron, who put up 51 points, was obviously frustrated.
I thought we were all aware of what was going on. That's my view. So I don't know what JR was thinking.
Did you know if he knew the score?
He walked out of the post-game press conference after he was repeatedly asked about that final play in regulation. The Warriors went on to win the game handily in overtime. That didn't stop things from getting chippy between the league's top 2 superstars.
Talking some trash, so I talk some trash back. After that, it's just a bunch of nonsense that has nothing to do with the game. Great effort all the way through, and we're standing an amazing performance by Bron tonight.
So J.R. Smith is sticking by his story. He said he absolutely did know the score, but just in those last few moments thought they might call a timeout. We shall see. Also, controversial call at the end that was overturned. That was a foul on LeBron James. So a lot of people talking about that. And again, guys, this is just game 1. Game 2 is coming up on Sunday. But a lot of people, you remember, talking about, do we want to see this matchup again? Well, there's your proof last night. This is definitely worth watching.
Yes, indeed it is. And how do you think the Cavaliers are going to respond after that? I mean, you saw how, King James walked out of that press conference, and you can understand the frustration he must be feeling.
Well, the frustration there, of course, right, Robin? He scored 51 points. That is a playoff record for him in his storied career. He put up those kind of numbers, gave that kind of effort, and you saw that frustration. It has so many memes. If you want to be entertained today, go see the memes online of that frustration trying to say, JR, go to the basket. And so it's going to take that kind of effort from him, but he gave it last night, and they still came up short.
All right. Good to have you there for us. Thank you, TJ. And as TJ said, that's just game one. Yeah. That's just game one. You can see the Cavs take on the Warriors in game 2 of the NBA Finals Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern here on ABC.
Okay, we're going to go to that latest now on the nuclear summit with North Korea. The top North Korean official who met with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo here in New York is now heading to the White House. The first visit from a North Korean official since President Clinton was in office, as both sides work to get the summit back on track. Let's start with our chief global affairs anchor, Martha Raddatz. And Martha, we expect President Trump to be given a letter from Kim Jong-un.
Exactly, George. And this is only the second time in history that a North Korean official has visited the White House. And this official is on the sanctions list and had to get a special waiver to even get in the country. But the North's chief negotiator has that special delivery for President Trump, a personal letter from Kim Jong-un. We don't know exactly what is in the letter, but we now have a strong hint. This morning, after a meeting with Russia's Foreign Minister, Kim reaffirmed his commitment to denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula, saying he hoped for a phased process in resolving the issue and hoped it could be solved on a stage-by-stage basis. Of course, there has still not been any official announcement that the summit will take place on June 12th. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said after meeting with the North Koreans that there has been significant progress, and he believes North Korea wants a path forward. But exactly what that means from the North Korean point of view is unclear, although President Trump did say this week it may take several meetings to work this out. He also said he is very much looking forward to receiving the letter this afternoon from Kim Jong-un. George.
Okay, Martha Raddatz, thanks very much for bringing our chief White House correspondent, John Carl, for more on this as well. And John, the president eagerly looking forward to this meeting this afternoon, and he's really been driving this process behind the scenes.
This is the president's show. He is acting, George, as his own national security advisor, his own top diplomat. He knows that this has the potential to be the biggest moment of his entire presidency. So it was the president who immediately accepted the invitation to meet, the president who abruptly canceled the June 12th summit, and then, against the advice of his own aides, put it back on track. One of the fascinating questions here, George, is whether the president is already talking directly to Kim Jong-un. You know, in that letter the president wrote, he referred to their wonderful dialogue. After that, the White House has been asked many times, and the president has been asked, has he directly spoken by phone with Kim Jong-un, and they have not answered that question.
On another front, John, controversial decision yesterday from the president to announce his pardon of a conservative commentator. The president also suggesting that more pardons are coming.
Yeah, absolutely. He seems to really relish the pardon power. He talked about pardoning possibly Martha Stewart, who did a spin-off of his show, The Apprentice, also Rod Blagojevich, the disgraced former governor of Illinois, who was also a Celebrity Apprentice star or contestant. So the president clearly likes this pardon power, George. It's one of the few things that a president can do that just can't be reviewed by anybody. It is an absolute power.
But his critics are saying that he is sending signals to those caught up in the Russia investigation. Okay, John Carl, thanks very much. Robin?
All right, George, now to that urgent manhunt for the killer of a sheriff's deputy. Police chasing more than 100 tips trying to find this suspect accused of murdering 10-year veteran Sergeant Daniel Baker. Alex Perez is in Dixon County, Tennessee, where police have been searching through the night. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Robin. That's right. This is a 24-hour operation. Investigators believe the walls are closing in on the suspect, and it's only a matter of time before they catch up with him.
Overnight, Tennessee police is scrambling after 2 possible sightings of alleged cop killer Stephen Wiggins.
Suspect that got in the vehicle matches the description of the Wiggins suspect from the incident yesterday in Dixon County. Complainant advised she saw a male walking on the roadway with a flashlight. It's a tall white male, looked possibly like Stephen Wiggins.
But Wiggins is so far eluding the massive manhunt. The reward for his capture now up to $46,000. Agents releasing this new photo of the suspect and taking to the air. They now believe Wiggins may be on foot.
Where is he right now? Any idea?
We don't know.
The rugged, rural terrain only complicating things. It was about 7 a.m. Wednesday when Sheriff's Deputy Sergeant Daniel Baker, responding to a call of a suspicious vehicle, tried to pull Wiggins over. The suspect instead leading Baker on a chase that ended in a shootout. The deputy later found dead. Last night, a special procession escorting Sergeant Baker's remains.
Investigators believe at this point Wiggins is very desperate. They're asking residents here to remain aware, to inspect their property, and of course, keep their eyes open for anything suspicious. George?
Okay, Alex, thanks very much. We're going to get the latest now from Roseanne, speaking out on camera for the first time since her show was canceled because of her racist tweet. Our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, has the story from Los Angeles. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, George. As opposed to her voluminous tweets, Roseanne didn't say that much on camera, only that she believes in one law and loves everyone. But having watched her tweet storms over these past 4 consecutive nights, it's been like watching someone go through the 7 stages of grief. First, there was denial, then anger, and now the anguish. This morning, we are hearing from Roseanne Barr in person for the first time since her racist tweets caused her show to be canceled by ABC.
I believe in one law for all people. I love all people. Thank you.
Are you going to stay on Twitter?
Thank you.
The video taken in her native Utah. And in another marathon tweet session, Roseanne revealing that she pleaded with ABC executives not to cancel her show.
After my nighttime meds kick in, I'm legally dead till 7 a.m.
She posted, "I begged them not to cancel the show. I told them I was willing to do anything and asked for help in making things right. I begged for my cruise jobs. Will I recover from this pain? Oh my God." Roseanne, the show was canceled after its star sent a series of racist tweets about Valerie Jarrett, a former aide to President Barack Obama. And overnight, she also tweeted out a message to actress Jaden Ray. She played her granddaughter on the show. Roseanne tapping out, "The saddest part of all is for Jaden Ray on the show, whom I grew to love so much, and I'm so ashamed of myself that you would ever think I do not love her because she is African American. It's the most god-awful, painful thing. I can't let myself cave in, though." Now, she not only tweeted her apology to Ray, but also tweeted to her TV children, Sarah Gilbert and Mike Fishman, that she loves them too and forgives them for, quote, throwing her under the bus. Now, she ended her night tweeting that she is praying for a divided nation and that she's signing off of Twitter for a while. We'll see how long that lasts, Robin.
We will. All right, Matt, thank you. Now that tension at the border, the Trump administration under fire for separating hundreds of children from their parents if they illegally cross into the United States. Overnight protesters taking to the streets in San Antonio, and more rallies are planned around the country today. Our chief national affairs correspondent, Tom Yamas, is just back from the border. And Tom, you spoke with one of those families?
That's right, Robin. Good morning. We did. We spent some time near the border with a parent who hasn't seen her son in more than 8 months. There are hundreds of families that have been recently separated, and immigration advocates say it's happening at a rate like they've never seen before.
Right now in El Paso, Texas, this undocumented immigrant and mother caught in the middle of the Trump administration's hardline immigration policy. Her name is Jocelyn, and she says she was fleeing an abusive husband back home in Brazil when she and her 14-year-old son crossed illegally into the U.S. Because of a growing enforcement tactic, her son was taken from her. She says he looked at me like, "Mom, help me, because I don't know where they're taking me." Her son James taken more than 1,000 miles away to live in a facility in Chicago. They haven't seen each other in more than 8 months.
No sé.
She says if she saw her son, she wouldn't be able to speak. She would just cry. He's one of at least 700 children who have been separated from their families since October.
If you don't want your child to be separated, then don't bring him across the border illegally. It's not our fault that somebody does that.
Jocelyn, who is seeking asylum, is now living in a shelter after spending more than 3 weeks in jail for crossing illegally. With the help of the ACLU, she is suing to get her son back.
The parents are powerless and they would never speak up. They're too intimidated. Most of the time, they don't even know where the kid's going for days, months. and it's unbearable. I mean, Jocelyn is the tip of the iceberg.
The Trump administration insists they're simply prosecuting a crime.
If that parent has a 4-year-old child, what do you plan on doing with that child?
The child under law goes to HHS for care and custody.
They will be separated from their parent.
Just like we do in the United States every day.
Now, the Trump administration has a zero enforcement policy. If you cross illegally, even if you're seeking asylum, you will be prosecuted. Children cannot be sent to jail, and that's why the separations are occurring. And though this has happened in cases in the past, we're being told never at this level. A man who runs a shelter describes it as immigration enforcement on steroids. Guys?
All right, Tom, thank you so much. Now to a violent arrest caught on cell phone video. 2 Florida police officers seen hitting a suspect with their batons after he's already on the ground. The officers have been put on administrative leave pending an investigation, and ABC's Gio Benitez has the story.
This is the dramatic video leading to the suspension of 2 police officers. Police say a man reported seeing the suspect, Daniel Dunkelberger, reach into a car in Hollandale Beach, Florida, and steal a cell phone and a charger. That's when the officers confront the suspect, first with a taser, then with batons.
Get on the ground! Not hurt.
Now watch, with the suspect on the ground, one of the officers hits him again.
Yo! He didn't do anything!
The witness recording the video speaks out, clearly concerned about what he's seeing.
I totally understand, but he doesn't deserve to be hit after. He's on the ground. He's handcuffed now! He was on the ground and you're hitting him. You want to see the footage? Do you want to see the footage? Show me the footage!
The city manager saying a full investigation is now underway.
I think it would be grossly inappropriate for any member of the leadership of this community not to be concerned.
And Dunkelberger faces charges of burglary and resisting an officer without violence. One of the officers is now on paid leave. The other was on an hourly wage, so he's not being paid as police investigate what happened here. But you know what? This department doesn't have any body cameras yet, and so they say they're looking for more videos right now.
People have their cell phones.
They do.
There are videos out there.
Absolutely.
And even the person who was taking it saying, you can look at this footage right here.
Exactly.
All right, Gio. We want to end on a little bit of a lighter note here. We have an update on that wild goose chase we showed you at the Detroit Tigers game. Remember this video? A goose on the loose running around the field, then taking flight. We're not going to show him crashing into the scoreboard. We're not going to show that part again today. The goose was okay, making a full recovery. And that fan right there, she's a veterinarian who helped him.
Wow.
And for thanking her, she was invited to throw out the first pitch last night. But the real goose back in the wild, doing well. That's a nice pitch. And the Tigers need a replacement, so that is a prop goose, a rally goose. And it's worked. They've won 2 games now with the real and the fake goose. So the goose is staying.
All right, a new lucky charm.
It seems that way.
Okay, let's go back to Ginger.
Yeah, and we've got that flooding. Much of the state of North Carolina has been underwater because it's either been their wettest May or their wettest month on record. This is in western North Carolina. You can see the homes just surrounded by water. You got some places that had 1.5 feet in just 2 days. Now, there is more on the way, especially Sunday night for western North Carolina. But earlier in the weekend, if you're in Leesburg, Virginia, or Washington, D.C., much of Maryland concentrated 3 to 5 inches as this low pressure system is going to kind of hang out in the mid-Atlantic and drop a lot more in the way of rain. Now, there's another threat, and that would be the severe weather. You can see in southern Illinois, they had the funnel, almost looks like a rope tornado, could have made some made contact there. More than 300 severe storm reports, and here are the 2 pockets to look for today. Your local weather in 30 seconds. First, though, the weekend getaways, sponsored by CarMax.
You can now reserve a car online, and CarMax will hold it for you up to 7 days for free. You come in when it's convenient. I know this because I'm from 7 days in the future. Now, don't be frightened. 7 days in the future is a glorious place. After all, you had 2 good hair days in a row. Perfect. Right out of bed. And this car you reserved at CarMax.com is still being held for you for free. Pretty sweet. Or, as we like to say, from 7 days in the future, we still say pretty sweet. It's basically the same.
A hot, sticky on this first day of summer. Yes, June 1st here, meteorological summer. Now, most of today is going to be dry. The fog lifting after 3, 4 o'clock today. Maybe an isolated thunderstorm and downpour to the area, but the real threat comes Saturday afternoon through probably Sunday morning. Real downpours, and our flood threat then is going to be quite high. Again, after 1 o'clock tomorrow and up until Sunday morning, could see 2 to 3 inches of rain. This wet pattern finally breaking the mid part of next week, but a cooler weekend. The high Sunday just 68.
New fallout from Samantha Bee's vulgar attack on Ivanka Trump. The president is up and tweeting about it.
You eat healthy, take statins, but still struggle to lower your